second thing, on the Manbij sort of assessment that you've started, this obviously isn't the first time in this month that there's been an assessment. I mean, there are only US-led coalition airplanes in that area, so it's very unlikely that it's anyone but a US-led coalition partner. The opposition has called for strikes to stop. So, I mean, at what point do you say, okay, let's stop, let's look at what the problem is, and then you move forward? Because, I mean, obviously, I mean, the number is pretty enormous for these strikes to be taking place and for them to continue while the investigations continue.
This is, Idris, a critical part of the effort right now against ISIL. We've described how important Manbij is. We've described how complicated this situation is with regard to the forces taking on ISIL, the urban environment that this is in, the fact that ISIL has been dug in. ISIL has been willing to place itself in and around civilians. This is a complicated situation, and we will continue to apply the rigor that we always do in terms of minimizing the risk to civilians. But we are supporting those forces because this is, as I said before, a critical moment in this campaign. This is a critical piece of territory. This is a place where we feel strongly that ISIL has planned external attacks outside of Syria, and that makes it all the more important why those local forces that we're supporting can capture this territory and remove ISIL from this area. And that requires air support by the coalition that we'll continue to provide. But obviously this is a situation, this most recent one, there have been, there's at least one other strike in which, again, a credibility assessment has already been conducted and determined to be credible, that we're going to apply the rigor and the diligence needed to find out exactly what happened here, and take whatever lessons we learn from that and apply that to our how we conduct our missions. But this is a difficult environment. I would be clear about the urban environment here and the complicating factor about the enemy we're targeting, what they're doing with regard to the civilians around them. They are not taking steps to protect innocent civilian life.
Right, but that rigor doesn't seem to be working, because why not get the assessments complete, learn from them, and then make those changes and continue? Because, I mean, obviously, if people are dying on the ground, they're not going to be in support of US-led coalition strikes. I mean, it's not winning hearts and minds of, you know, you've sort of used strategies in the past. I mean, it just doesn't seem like a smart idea to continue striking even those civilians.
Well, those local forces we're supporting might have a different view if we weren't conducting those airstrikes in their support. I imagine you'd be asking me some of the same questions if those forces came under attack from ISIL because we weren't providing some of the air support to them. So we are using, again, coalition is using the very careful scrutiny in how we conduct these operations. We will continue to review these particular instances in which there is at least claims of civilian casualties being present. If that were the case, how did that happen? What in our operational system needs to be reviewed and looked at. But we will continue to take this fight to ISIL and to apply the rigor to these airstrikes that we have from the start of this campaign. Remember, we've had thousands of airstrikes at this point. We have taken every possible step we can to try and reduce the risk of civilian casualties, and we believe that track record is an excellent track record, and that we have taken many instances in which we have not carried out strikes because of that risk, and we'll continue to do so. Yes, Chris.